For my A2 media coursework, I created 3 products. A short documentary called C2578X, a poster for this film, and a double spread review page from a film magazine. The 2 central characters, Billy and Charlie, occupy the centre of all 3 products. These 2 pictures of my main characters became the most important images of my poster and of my magazine review page. For my poster, I mirrored this image of Bill and grouped it with this picture of Charlie. The next stage was to add audio to these 2 photos. On Photoshop, I used the diffuse tool to create the washed out look you can see in the poster. I used the same images on the magazine, except in their raw form without any editing. I used one font for the titles in my film. This was called Mario and was one of the fonts in Final Cut Pro. The text on the title screen used a different font, Futura, which is also a Final Cut Pro font. As you can see in these examples, I used the same font, Futura, for my magazine review and for my poster. This created the same aesthetics and vibe in all 3 products. An important feature of all 3 of my products was the clear presentation of my genre, mockumentary. Within this, however, my film had to give the appearance of a documentary because the mockumentary genre is primarily concerned with the presentation of reality. This shot of the camera highlights the postmodern aspects of my film, the idea of filming a film, as well as the documentary side to my project. Similarly, I used various interview-based shots in my short film. This meant I could display the conventions of documentary whilst also allowing me the opportunity to set up scenes and create mock scenes in which I can convey my overall message and comply to the conventions of the mockumentary genre. My magazine review page was based on the Sight and Sound magazine, which is arguably a more intellectual, independent magazine that would review short films, documentaries, or British and European films. For this reason, it would probably attract a reader more likely and more interested in my sort of film. I chose the date of my film to be released as April the 1st and used this barcode font on my poster, and this links with the postmodern and mockumentary aspects of my short film as well as my review page. It was important for me to make my products as appealing as possible to audiences because of the fact my film fit into the subgenre of mockumentary and of short films. For my test screening, I made sure that my audience was mainly comprised of people my own age and of the same age as the people in my film, so that they had more to relate to because of the fact that otherwise it would be quite a hard film to sort of grasp. At the same time, however, I had to make sure that my magazine review page appealed to people who would be interested in short films, and that's why I based it on Sight and Sound, which I felt was a magazine more likely to review that sort of film. My poster was similar in that it appealed to younger audiences and those who would be able to relate with the characters in the film and me as director, and this can be seen by the fact that I have the 2 main characters who are both clearly young on as the main images on the poster. At the same time though, I made sure that the poster was eye-catching enough that it would attract a wide range of audiences and not just those who would read about it in my magazine or be interested in the topic more. So I felt that this magazine just was sort of generally appealing.